FNaF Security Breach was released 3 years ago and contained huge environmental storytelling. Despite the huge release and big hype among the FNaF community, Steelwool decided to drop a DLC for the game with even more ARGs and puzzles. The biggest one of them all was the strange tally wall codes. Let's jump right into the theory because I think I might have solved it. So after messing with the wall codes in Ruin, I think I have managed to find the main point about Glamrocks and the MXES through the 245 tallies in Bonniball. But why do I think that the answer to the 245 tallies in Bonniball is about the Glamrock animatronics? Well, it seems that the wall code found in Security Breach tells us hints about the story of the Glamrock animatronics and how Gregory is crushing the vile band. Why not a different meaning of the Glamrocks behind the other tally wall codes in Ruin? The tally numbers of 2, 4 and 5 appears as colored balloon numbers in one party room, and in the room there are also more balloons that feel prominent. The lineup of these balloons are Monty Balloon, Roxy Balloon, Chica Balloon, Freddy Balloon, Pink/Purple 2 Balloon, Red 4 Balloon, Yellow 5 Balloon and Cyan/Blue Balloon. The way to connect the balloons are by looking at which of the Glamrock's eye colors that corresponds with the color of the number balloons. For instance, the balloon of number 2 is colored in pink or purple, and by looking at the balloon of Glamrock Chica, we can connect her eye color of purple with the balloon's color purple. Now, let me explain why we aren't supposed to use advanced ciphers in the 245 tallies. You see, it appears that Steelwool has taken either the whole or a part of the 5x5 square of the 245 tallies and placed it in specific places around Ruin, which in turn makes it impossible to decipher the random placed tallies. But if we study the 5x5 square where these 245 tallies originates from, the way these tallies are formed looks to have been done on purpose. So by drawing around the tallies in the 5x5 square gives you the shape of a rabbit's head, where 2 bunny ears are easy to make out. If you draw around the full shape of the tallies in Bonniball, you can still make out the shape of a rabbit thanks to its ears, except that now there appears to be one tally of 4 forming a tail, a body part that is connected to rabbits. In one storage room near Bonniball, there appears to be 2 sets of 245 tallies that are separated by the room's very corner. There is also a chair facing the very same corner, perhaps telling us to put something there in between. The only other set of tallies that also has the groups of 2, 4 and 5s is in fact from Bonniball. So by putting the tallies from Bonniball between the left wall's tallies and right wall's tallies from the plush baby storage room, we can form an even greater shape that these tallies seem to make out. The way these 3 different sets of 245 tallies are connected is by putting the left wall tallies from the plush baby room to the left side of Bonniball's tallies, and the right wall's tallies at the right side. It's also important to know that we are putting these 3 sets over one same baseline to avoid confusion. We can see that the tally groups of 4 and 5 from the left wall of the plush baby room that are bordering the Bonniball's tallies connects with Bonniball's tallies that also happen to fall under the groups of 4 and 5. The same thing goes at the right side between the Bonniball tallies and the plush baby room's right wall tallies, and how their tally groups of 4 connects to each other. By drawing around the combined 3 sets of the 245 tallies, we can make out what looks like to be feet at its left side and perhaps a hand at the right side. Therefore, the shape seems to make out a rabbit lying on the floor with his hands outstretched, trying to reach out. Once I saw the rabbit, one character that came to mind, who is present in the AR world just like what most of these tallies are, was in fact MXES. And now, onto how I connected the balloons of the Glamrocks with the 245 balloons. It took some attempts, but eventually I decided to pair the 245 balloons' colors with the Glamrock's eye colors. The reason why I assumed an eye color connection between the Glamrocks and the tally numbers that are forming MXES is because we both see eyeballs peeking through walls in Bonniball's AR world that are close to the 245 tallies, as well as I happen to get another eye color connection between Tigerrock's green/blue eyes with the plush baby's blue/green eyes. The first one is the purple/pink 2. The eye color it corresponds to is Glamrock Chica, who has purple eyes. Next one is the red 4, which corresponds to Monty's eye color of red. Third is the yellow 5, that corresponds to Roxy's yellow eyes. And last is the round-shaped cyan/blue balloon, which stumped me. So I decided by process of elimination to connect it with the remaining Glamrock on the board, Freddy, who happens to have blue eyes. Now that I connected the numbers of 2, 4 and 5 with the right characters, I saw that the numbers they are representing are fused into the tallies that form the shape of a rabbit. Just how Circus Baby is theorized to be connected to Tigerrock through their eye color, then the Glamrocks might be connected to a different entity called MXES, also through their eye colors. But the last one with Freddy felt a bit strange, since he doesn't have a number and instead a round balloon that connects to his eyes. The only explanation to why he is missing a number and in turn missing from the 245 tallies is because we don't see actual Freddy at the Pizzaplex at the time of ruin. Sure, we see a shattered Freddy, but we know that his head is missing, implying that he has left the Pizzaplex. That might also explain why there are some empty spaces in the tallies that form the shape of a rabbit since Freddy is on the loose. While this explanation feels solid, the balloons are in fact from Security Breach, back when there was no DLC. This means that Freddy was in the Pizzaplex at the time when the balloons appeared. So by assuming that Freddy doesn't have a number because he is missing in Ruin isn't really that solid enough. At first I thought that this was just too much of a stretch, but then I looked up something. In the latest update of Help Wanted 2, there appears to be a similar set of numbers compared to the 245 numbers. On one mailbox it reads 4625, whose numbers are a way of activating the MXES machine. This lead might suggest that the numbers are tied to MXES and in turn, that the Glamrocks are tied to him through their eye colors. There is however a number 6 in the code as well, but this could very much be Freddy's missing number. The reason why he is missing a number that ties him to MXES might be telling us how he is different from the other Glamrock animatronics. In this case, how he willingly helps Gregory to escape the Pizzaplex. But then we have Roxy and how she is kind to Cassie as well, who has a number that ties to MXES, so the explanation falls even there. But remember how we first received the colored balloons in December 2021 when Security Breach was released, without ever knowing they were going to be turned into tallies. Then later on in Ruin we got the numbers of 2, 4 and 5 now as tallies, further guiding us through the mystery alongside the releases of the games. Perhaps Secret of the Mimic is going to tell us more about the numbers of 4, 6 to 5 and how it may or may not tie the Glamrocks with MXES. Monty is one of the characters from Security Breach that appears to have existed back in 1979 thanks to Secret of the Mimic teasers, as well as DJ Music Man. The reason why we can't see some tallies in AR might be because of the plush babies / the Mimic virus. If the tallies from the plush baby room are forming MXES hands and feet, as I'm suggesting, then this might be a context clue to the reason why MXES is unable to stop Cassie from releasing the Mimic. In this case, the plush babies are keeping the AR rabbit's hands and feet stuck in the real world, rather than AR, which makes it impossible for the rabbit to move. Mirror that to the reality where MXES is unable to stop Cassie since the Mimic, or plush babies, is forcing his system to shut down sometimes. To explain things, I have made an image of the 3 sets of 245 tallies connected and how they are forming a rabbit. All in all, I think that the tallies are in fact just a shape of MXES, who is trying to reach out to stop Cassie, but is unable to fully do so since the Mimic is keeping his hands and feet at a different place. Lastly, the numbers of 2, 4 and 5 are a way of showing how most of the Glamrocks are connected to the same MXES system. Whether Freddy is a part of it or not might be revealed in the upcoming game Secret of the Mimic. Anyways, leave a comment below if you want to share your theories, share this video if you want, like it, and if not even better, subscribe. But that's it from me. Thanks for listening.